Stanford University.
Climate change is no longer theoretical. It's here. Atmospheric CO2 is 40% higher than in pre-industrial times. Heat waves are more intense. Droughts are more severe. Wildfire risk is up. Sea levels are rising. Heavier rains are causing devastating floods. Infectious diseases are spreading as mosquito habitat zones expand. Economic inequality is growing. By 2050, Earth's population will reach perhaps 9 billion, requiring even more energy and food without the greenhouse gases. At Stanford, we are looking at solutions from every angle. I'm a climate scientist.
I'm an environmental lawyer.
I'm an earth scientist.
I am a biologist.
I'm a glaciologist.
I'm an energy scientist.
I'm a behavioral decision scientist.
I'm an atmospheric scientist.
I'm an earth scientist.
I'm a geophysicist.
I'm an ecologist.
I'm a climate scientist.
I work at the intersection of environmental engineering and infrastructure planning.
In order to understand climate change, we need to understand the full Earth system.
Sea level rise is having consequences for people who live on the coast. Putting careful numbers around how much the ice sheets will contribute to that is a critical component in creating thoughtful, informed policy and adaptation measures.
If we were able to say, in the next 10-year period, we're going to have 5 or 7 or 8 winters that are going to be anomalously bad compared with the normal. Now that would be tremendously useful.
What we've experienced in California over the last couple of years is that climate damages are now. Scores are killed, tens of thousands of homes burned down. There is enormous investment in trying to improve the modeling approaches to wildfire risk, to understand what is the risk at your house.
These types of events, like extreme weather events, tend to help people make that link between climate change and their lives.
Climate change is really a side effect of something that benefits humanity. We need access to energy resources, and the combustion of fossil fuels release greenhouse gases to the atmosphere.
We can't solve the climate problem without solving the energy problem. We recognize that having a reliable, low-cost electricity system is absolutely crucial. We're at the forefront of technologies in batteries, in solar and wind and geothermal and hydropower, carbon capture and storage, natural gas as a transition fuel. At the end of the day, we can develop all the technologies that we want, but what's really going to make a difference is whether we implement them.
The entire world could lose 20% of GDP this century if we fail to do anything about climate change.
We can put a price tag on services provided by nature. The Natural Capital Project is playing a major role in the transformation underway in China. We're helping to develop a suite of new technology that will transform the way investments are made in nature. And these software tools are being used by 185 countries.
So in Costa Rica, we're partnered with some of the government agencies that are really interested in learning how we can apply these ecological concepts to improve policy around both land management and human disease risk.
A couple of colleagues and myself have started a company that's serving data to the needs of the developing world to really push forward whether we're able to feed the populations with the existing land that we have.
My group works with local governments in countries like Haiti and Mozambique and Bangladesh to engineer water and sanitation solutions that really fit.
We are working with San Mateo County to understand socioeconomic impacts of sea level rise. We are also working with San Jose to better understand compound risk from flooding.
So we have a new administration in Sacramento. We're trying to help them think through how can you move towards 100% renewable power.
Some of our emissions work has ended up in state laws and federal laws.
I've had the opportunity to testify before Congress about building a climate resilient America.
We're already finding solutions today. What we need even more of is leadership, consensus, investment, and something that's already happening, excitement and energy from a new generation.
Stanford has really done a phenomenal job of laying the foundations to now meet one of the most critical existential threats of the 21st century, and that is meeting climate change. We have to drive solutions at scale by advancing fundamental science, technology, and future partnerships. We're ready, we have the foundation, and now we need to launch into the future.